Hi guys, just bringing you to any news quickly to finish off. It's 1 year after Fukushima, and I feel that for the Japanese that suffered and are continuing to suffer, for those that have passed on, out of respect, I should say something. My nuclear activity started after Fukushima, big inspiration, and there's lots of children still there. They shouldn't be. And there's lots of adults still there, and they shouldn't be. And PBS's Miles O'Brien has said something, and there's an article on Any News. You look that up, and basically that's the story. But and there's comments underneath, and links to other articles. 5% of young girls will be getting cancer living in 20 millisieverts for 5 years. That's what that says. And it's actually worse than that, he says, because the hot particles are not included. They only look at the exterior dose measurement of radiation, as in going to get an X-ray, as opposed to eating a lump of cesium. And that's what Arnold Gundersen here is saying. But I'm just bringing you to Any News because that started up last year, and gets a lot of bad publicity. I think it's very unfair, but there's a lot of posting going on, and a lot of it is really good posting. There's lots of links, there's lots of thoughts, there's lots of ideas, and most of the people on here are downwinders from America, from all over the world, some Japanese, UK, German. We all remember Chernobyl, where other people haven't, and we use that as our yardstick of what's going on, and that's our fears for the Japanese, are resultant of that. We look at Chernobyl heart, who the nuclear industry likes to ignore, and we look at other things. Anyway, I hope you go to Any News on the anniversary of Fukushima. There's some relevant articles, important articles, and the Japanese press seems to be coming out a little bit more now. Anyway, with that, I'm going to leave you with that, and go to Any News on the day of Fukushima, the anniversary, and just see what's out there, what's happening, because you're not hearing it from the mainstream media. Right, I'm bringing you to Usuldanga in Luxembourg, and if you want to have a quick look here, you'll see that on the 18th to sometime on the 21st there was a switch off. A couple of bubbly bits there as well, but there's a definite switch off there. That comes in time, I think, with the Hinkley, and the winds were coming from the west, and the timing is good for that. Those high Hinkley clouds that I managed to pick up after the 19th. I just thought I'd show you that, and it seems to be up to date otherwise, but and I'll just let you know that that's T gamma external radiation. So there you are. Okay, some interesting ones here, and we're at Steinfurt, Luxembourg, and February the 12th we were peaking up to 0.28, nearly getting to the 0.30 mark, but we have an interesting switch off here on the 18th to sometime on the 21st. So basically, wonder what that peak would have been, but if it was the same sort of peak, it would have actually been a little bit higher than that, around the 2.9. That's what I picked up in London, and it seems like maybe it was even higher. I don't know. But it was a little bit higher than the 2.7 that's marked up here. So I've just take you there. Steinfurt, Luxembourg, T gamma, and that's the info there. Just another intro. Just taking you to Esch Alzette, Luxembourg. We got, let me see, we go down here a bit. On the 13th, we got a peak up to 0.31. We've had some pretty strong peaks there. These are probably from cattenom as a background, but I certainly think that, and all the Luxembourg seem to be switched off for the 18th to the 21st, and I think what happens afterwards is a general mix-up, and you can see a little drop there, which is interesting because that's the drop I've got in London. Wind's coming from the west, so I don't know. We've got the circulating pattern that's moving around, and so we're probably getting hit by a couple of reactors worth of debris. But interesting once again that the Hinkley switch off on the 19th seems to be anticipated, because it was switched off on the 18th here, and by the 21st, within 2 days, it had gone by. And that's the and we have the drop at the end, which is showing, which is what I'm getting. And of course now we've got cattenom about to burble again, so we shall see. It does seem to be going back up actually. And just popping over the border from Luxembourg, we've got Russy-le-Village, France, and we certainly seem to have some switch-offs there. I think because they're not coordinated with the Luxembourg ones, it may be issues around cattenom where they're switching off because they don't like to have those spikes that you see in Luxembourg. But on the, I would say probably on the 22nd, 23rd, there was a switch off there for a little while. So about the 23rd, they turned off a couple of times. There's a dot in the middle there, and there was another switch off around the 8th or 9th, and we can see a slight decrease there, which is once again what I've seen over the last couple of days at least. But that's that, and as you can see, and back to Battenberg, Luxembourg. We've got the switch off, and we've got some peaks, probably of up to about 1.18, which is kind of what I'm getting in London, and a little decrease there, and we seem to be going up a little bit. But just to give you the dates there, and that switch off, which I think was for the Hinkley or the Bath reactors, one of those two, or both indeed. Right, I've got the Luxembourg air, and as you can see, it's moving up. Got up to about 0.2 microsieverts, basically, and that's just before the 12th. We haven't got any more data points after this, but it certainly seems to be moving up. We've got that quiet patch there around the 11th, and we certainly seem to have there's quite a lot there. 0.2. That's quite strong. And I'll show you the T gamma. And we've got cattenom EDF here. A nice straight line over the month here. and we've got the break on just before the 18th again, so I think that is a cattenom related one. We have the break which comes out sometime on the 22nd or 23rd. It's a bit late for that. I suppose it might be the Hinckley issue, but it's hard to say, but it's a bit late. And then we've got this latest one sometime on the 9th, around about there. There's a little break, and it's cattenom EDF, and I'll post this on any news. I've got 1 month, and there's all details. It's above ground, so basically that's what cattenom's letting us know. It's higher in Luxembourg than in cattenom, but they've got big chimneys, so maybe they're dropping it on Luxembourg. It's hard to say. Okay, I'm just taking you to eurdep, and currently this is kind of what you're getting. It's now not showing T gamma, the word T gamma anymore, but there you are. We've got it set on one day, the 11th, and it's 12:30 GMT, roughly. Although the maps aren't, the timing isn't very good on these. And I was just going to show you a little trick. Here I am here. We just got the blue screen, so we scroll out. And then I'm going to pull that down, and then you can see all the nastiness going around. You see the way it's slipping around. If we zoom in on cattenom, see what's happening here. Luxembourg is just awash with green, actually. Let's have a look, and I'm going to stick on maximum value, quick map refresh. Let's see what we get. Got a couple of oranges appear there. So now I'm going to try something. I'm going to click on the map. It says the position on the map you click does not correspond. Okay, so how did I get these maps, you wonder? So I was kind of looking around thinking, well, where, how do you get some info on here? And I kind of went up here, don't ask me why, and I just clicked randomly like that, and I sometimes get this message, and then sometimes not. Give me a second here, see if I can get one. Oh, come on. You're here somewhere, I know you are. They moved them. See? A little bit of perseverance. Wasted a bit of video time on that just to show you it can be done reasonably quickly, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're up in Scotland there. By looking at Ballypatrick, United Kingdom. Let's go to a week, just to confirm they switched off as well. Yeah, 7th to the 9th. Nice 2-day switch off in the UK. So when you get to here, what you need to do is pop up here, and you've got a drop down here, and it's got one thing, but on the above that it's got 20 kilometers. So let's expand it to 200 kilometers. Ooh, what we got now? And now, if you look, you've got a whole list of stuff, and you can sort of work your way south, you know.